Well, we started from basically nothing, very scared because the idea was a completely different concept to what organized real estate was in those days. And now everybody's copying us.
Excellence to me means everything.
Back in the 80s, it was a happening kind of place.
Oh, you know, wagon wheels and igloos.
When I started, there was, I think, 11 of us.
Many great memories.
First one was over in Lesade Shopping Centre, it was called at that time. Booths, you know, at that time. And that was what it was. There was no separate offices or anything like that, like we have now. We've come a long way, actually.
In those days, we were recruiting a lot more people from other offices, so that they were experienced salespeople who wanted to come to RE/MAX to be independent contractors and do their own thing.
Before I came, RE/MAX was looked on as the place to be.
Anywhere you went, you saw these agents. You know, you see their names everywhere. There was a RE/MAX TV back then. I walk into this office and I look at these guys and they look like movie stars.
We moved over to the professional building, maximum 2 years later.
Chris was a young entrepreneur.
He'd been a cancer survivor previously, and it was just a big shock to our office.
He had a heart attack in the office.
You know, just like when Kennedy died, I can remember exactly where I was. It was the same with Chris.
So then his widow took over for a few years.
Her intent may have been good. She didn't have the expertise to run a bunch of realtors.
A number of us, I believe it was 16 members of the brokerage, got together and actually bought the brokerage.
We did that to save our own workplace that we enjoyed.
It became cumbersome to make decisions, so they decided that they wanted to move to the next phase where they would sell it to a single franchisee.
Ultimately, Fran Grimm, from that ownership group, raised her head and bought it from the rest of us.
And I remember Fran saying to me, you know, I spend more time picking out pantyhose than I did deciding to buy the brokerage.
She had a lot of success in growing RE/MAX Excellence.
Actually, I think it was the word I came up with for the brokerage.
There were some heavy hitters out there, you know, Frank Rudges and the Abe Herrings and Les Phillips and Eden Hampson, Terry Sissick, some of the old names put a smile to my face when I'm remembering them now.
I mean, it was completely different the way we did business in the old days. Some of it was better and some of it wasn't.
You had your MLS catalog.
Here, when I started, that they used to cut and paste them in big books for themselves.
I remember when I had my first in-car phone, I thought I was Donald Trump. Big Chevy Caprice Classic, and here's this little Greg Steele in his shiny silver suit with his car phone. RE/MAX Commercial had this young, very smart, educated gentleman, Ayaz Banji. He has a MBA, and Sam Narayan has his CMA.
Sam's the nicest guy you'll meet.
They bought Fran out.
They gave us a chance.
That's why I'm here, because the way they are. Their leadership, honesty, and integrity are the key to retention, reputation in the industry.
Quite often, you just need to remind them that they're the best. And not only in production, but also in giving back to the community.
Within real estate, we work with families, so we see all types of situations, and as a result, you want to do something.
We did it in a lot of ways, a lot of fun ways, with our participation in community events. One of the most fun times I've ever had is a play that Danny Hooper wrote and kind of organized. And Abe Herring played Santa Claus.
They're an example to the rest of the industry, and that's what excellence means to us.
Every agent annually donates a portion of their commissions to the Children's Miracle Network.
Working with Sam and Ayaz, they're very proactive in keeping a mindful presence within the community and being very supportive for CMN in that regard.
Although we are competitive, we are very cooperative, and I think that's the difference. When we were starting out, someone was there to help us, and I've always remembered that.
It's a two-way street. The opportunities that are afforded here by the younger people who are bringing in new technology.
RE/MAX Excellence is trying to encourage agents to stay ahead and to stay with the trends.
When the Prudhome's Building Supplies left, We moved down there and developed the offices that were RE/MAX Excellence for 20 years.
You know, the old joke between the liquor store and the bottle depot. Great location.
Well, it was handy.
Your built environment has a lot to do with the level of your game.
This building, it's obviously been something that we've talked about the day we took over the brokerage.
Well, with the Excellence Professional Center that we're sitting in right now, this is so far advanced.
And it's state of the art. It's fantastic. And there's lots of windows.
20 years with no window.
A place that creates the positive energy.
When you drive down the Anthony Henday,
And everyone's like, oh yeah, I've seen that building, that's you.
It projects the image of excellence and of who we are.
It's a one-stop shop now.
In-house lawyers, in-house mortgage brokers, in-house property advisors, in-house commercial.
we also try to remind them that they're associated with a #1 brand in real estate in the world. There's a responsibility attached to that.
The underlying denominator, if you will, that we continue to have is generally integrity, leadership.
All the while having fun in what we do and not ever forgetting that we're in service to the public.
We want to be the most recognized brokerage in Edmonton.
That's where we want to be. We have a little bit of work to do, and that's not a bad thing, because you can always be better.